So in Ansible, we have three things. One is Ansible core. So
One quick
this
question,
one,
please.
yeah, please.
So you said about continuous integration versus continuous development, right? So can I have
Hmm.
a difference, or what is the difference between those things?
Okay.
Taken
So the
theoretically.
yeah. Right. So the continuous development is a project planning and also creating a code, developing a code for that project or task. Okay. So continuously you are gathering the requirement and developing the code for that requirement. So this is called continuous development. But the continuous integration is a integration tool to integrate all phases of DevOps tools. So we have testing tools, build tools, deployment tools, and configuration management tools and monitoring tools. So the entire tool can be integrated with integration tools like Jenkins. So Jenkins is a centralized tool which can be integrated with multiple tools such as Git, GitHub, GitLab, Ansible, Puppet, Terraform, Selenium. So all the phases having its own tools, right? So you can integrate all tools together in Jenkins. So which mean you can create a pipeline. You can execute the different tools from the integration tool.
Mhm. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Clear on this
Yeah.
slide. Yeah. Thanks.
Okay. So under the Ansible, we have Ansible core and AWX or Aux, and then Ansible Tower. So now it is called automation controller. So I will give you the difference between those three, items. So Ansible core is nothing but it's a open source software. So you can create a playbook, you can create your roles, you can manage your code, you can run your playbook on the console level, on the system itself. So and the console means is a command prompt, right? So in the Linux platform, so on the console means is a server itself. You can create using the editor, VI editor, or Vim editor, and then you can edit the code using that editors, and then you can play with the playbooks in the server itself. So whenever you are going to execute the playbook, you can log in into the server and take that corresponding playbook, and then you can execute using command line Ansible hyphen playbook followed by playbook name. Okay, so it's a you can handle all those things in the server itself. So since it's a open source, but if you are going to handle in web level, web UI level, then we have AWX. So this is again open source, but the difference between Ansible Core and Ox is a web UI. It's having web UI interface. So which mean in the browser itself, you can able to once you install Ox, you can able to give that host name or else you can provide that IP address. So it will load like Ansible Tower. So if you already seen how the Ansible Tower looks like, it will be same. Only the logo will be changed. So everything, whatever you're seeing as a Ansible Tower, you can able to view the same things in Aux, AWX. So Ansible Tower again is a web UI, but it's a paid one. So which means it's a licensed one, licensed software. So the Ansible core is a open source. You can use as a you can run the playbook within the server using command. Execute the playbook, create and execute the playbook using command line interface. And also you don't have any support. So which mean if you need any support, you have to refer internet or any a community, but you could not able to contact that. So the main thing this is product of that hat. Okay. So previously Ansible INCs it was they are the one who developed Ansible INC, but after that it was that is um, acquired that company, and then it is part of that now. Okay, so we could not able to get any support from the vendor, which means that since it's open source, and you can able to create and execute the playbook using command line interfaces. But Arcs is again a open source, but it's having a web UI. You can manage and you can integrate playbook from Git in the web UI, but you don't have any support. Still, it's open source, so usually you won't get any support from the that. So Ansible Tower is again a web UI. It's a licensed base. So as I told before, the license is something you have to get it from that, and based on the number of nodes you are going to handle, the license will be vary. So as I said before, 1 to 100 nodes, the value is something less. 100 to 1000 nodes or 500 nodes, the value is something high. So based on the nodes, the price will be differ. You can check with the that support team for the pricing, and you will get support from that. So why we required support in case you are getting the license from the that. So if you are facing some issues with the Ansible Tower on the product level or software side, you will get support from that. So still the support is based on the SLA. They might have SLA, right? So based on the usually if you are from Linux background, if you have that OS, so how we are going to raise? You will have some portal. You will create a instance. You will create an instance into the that portal. So they will contact you based on the priority, right? So this is the same way it will happen for Ansible Tower as well. So any questions till
Um,
now?
so
Yeah,
the open source have any limitation or any bug fix or something they will not provide for the open source?
exactly. So they won't provide additional support. They won't provide any support for sure. And so if any bug fix or any issues you are facing, you have to handle yourself. Or we have some community as well, so you can ask the questions. So anyone can reply post queries into that community. And what are your? There is one more difference between Arcs UI, Web UI, and Ansible Tower. We will discuss in the slide as well. There is one more difference, especially other than support. So support is there is no support. Oh, any support? No, no support, right? No support.
Just to follow up on the question already asked, like, okay, let's just, I think we have Ansible core in our environment installed. So, I mean, like, is there anyone pushing updates for this? Like, is there like a main image on which like some of the like enthusiasts and developers are themselves adding updates? like you see with lot of Linux distros out there, right? There is a team maintaining
Hmm.
that just out of like a passion, basically.
Okay. Okay. So mainly there are two different person can able to handle this one. One is Ansible will be managed by the Linux team, Linux admin team. Or else there is a dedicated automation team will be available. Then they will handle it. So especially mostly based on my experience, it will be handled by the Linux admins only. Whenever they are going to install the Ansible, they will look into the N-1 version. So for example, currently we have Ansible 15 version, Ansible Core 15. So they won't go with the newer version, they will go with the N-1, 14 point something. Okay, so they will install those, anyway, we are going to install Ansible in only one server. Ansible is the management server we can install on one single server. So and it's no agent is agentless. Then no need to install anything on the any machines. So just you have to install on single machine is fine. So hope you got your questions. Still you have.
Yeah, I think I got it.
Okay. All right. So Ansible is an IT DevOps tool that automates the provisioning. So again, it's not a OS provisioning; it's a application provisioning. It will do the configuration management, application deployment, intra-service orchestration. You will do the orchestration. So orchestration is nothing but to play with start to end with multiple tools and technologies. So you will do many other IT processes with the Ansible. Uh, Ansible is completely open source. Ansible, I'm talking about Ansible Core. I haven't mentioned here, but it's a open source IT configuration management and orchestration tool. See, the main advantage with Ansible is this is the one having don't use any agents, but other tools having its agents. Even Salt having Salt Master and Salt Minion. We have to install Salt Minion across the platform, all the Windows and Linux machines, in order to control that server in the Salt Master. And Puppet also agent, Chef also agent, but Ansible is the only one. No need to install the agent on the any machine, so you just need to install, Ansible in one of the automation server or management server. So it is very simplifies the deployment. It's very easy to read and human readable language. YAML is the very easy to read, right? You might use YAML in cloud environment, especially Azure and AWS. Also, you might use YAML code. Um, okay. So how the connection will be happened? It is using the SSH. Hope in Linux, all the Linux machines, the SSH is the default one which is already available. So it uses the SSH. Then no need to install any things, and also no need to give access to any port as well. It uses the default port number 22. So the benefits of using Ansible is very efficient. So it's no agent, agentless, and the setup is very minimal. You just need to install the using the command line. Only one command is there to install it, and then for the setup, for the configuration, you have to do one or two steps in Ansible server, and only two steps in the client machines. It's very easy to set up, and it's very fast in order to complete the task. So if you are going to learn, also it will be easy when compared to other tools. So if you are learning Puppet, Salt and other tools, it will be somewhat difficult to understand. But this one is very easy to learn. And scalable, you can run the playbook across 1,000 servers, 10,000 servers as well. So you can group the servers into inventory. You can able to run the servers, playbook across the servers. And there is a very secure manner since it uses the SSH transport. So we have a lot of communities there, so thousands of roles on the Ansible Galaxy. So we will learn about Ansible Galaxy later in time. So it's a huge community. You can able to find, you can able to post your queries. You can able to get predefined codes. Everything. Okay. All right. So Ansible is agentless tool, right? So it uses the it runs in a push model. So there are certain configuration tool using both push and pull method, pull model. But here Ansible is used only push model. This is one another difference. So for example, Salt, whenever you are using agent model, agent configuration, for example Salt master and Salt minion, then you can either push from Salt master or else you can pull from Salt minion. So from agent to master also you can pull. So from master to slave you can just push the configuration. So there are two way of communication will be happen. But here we don't have any agent, so it uses only push model. It is clear. All right.
Yeah,
So
clear.
Ansible, yeah. So mostly Ansible will be installed on the Linux machine, but it is not only for Linux automation. It we can manage or we can control Windows machine as well. So for that, by default we are using SSH for Unix and Linux flavors. For Windows we are using WinRM for connectivity. So we will connect Windows machine as well. So we will learn about how the connection will be made and how we can control the Windows machine as well. Okay. So we no need to create any separate dedicated users or credentials for authentication. Usually,
So,
you can
sorry,
use, yeah, yeah.
what is the abbreviation of WinRM?
Yeah. Windows Remote Management. So Windows Remote Management is a tool. So if you are using Windows machine, especially laptop or desktop or Windows servers, under the services you can able to find WinRM. So mostly it will be turned off. Sometime you can able to turn on also. It's a service which is available on services application. So we
Okay.
have services, right? So here you can able to find it. Yeah. So this one, Windows Remote Management.
Okay.
So this is called WinRM. So we will learn about this one. So we have to enable this one if it is not
Yeah.
enabled before.
Okay.
Uh, yeah. All right. So usually, if you are going to communicate from Ansible management server to client node, we can use root, root privileges. We can use root by default. But if you want to use a dedicated username, then you can create Ansible user as well for controlling all the for connecting all the machines. So by default, it will use root. So if you want to use different credentials or different users, then you can create one for automation purposes. Right. Okay. So it's a very simple and powerful tool for the orchestration level, and also it's a agentless. So why is it simple? It is uses YAML. It's a human readable format, and there is no coding skills needed. Especially, it is not required you to learn coding standards. And I mean, coding standard is anyways good, but no need to learn new codings like C, C++, Java, and all. So the tasks are executed in order. So however you are writing the logic, so based on the logic, it will be executed in the sequential order. It won't run randomly. It will run sequential manner, and the productivity is very quickly. So the why it is powerful, the application deployment and configuration management, workflow orchestration, it will be very easy. So you can able to achieve all together. So even the application life cycle. So life cycle means you are installing the application, you are upgrading the application, you are configuring the application, you are uninstalling the application. So it's a life cycle of application, right? Installation, modification, uninstall. So you are doing the life cycle. So you can achieve the life cycle of the application. You can orchestrate all those things in Ansible. So again, it's agentless architecture. It uses OpenSSH and WinRM. So there are certain things we will learn about WinRM and OpenSSH. How many of you learn about OpenSSH? OpenSSH is different software. This is not SSH. This is OpenSSH, a different software. Have you heard about OpenSSH before?
Yeah.
Yeah. So some cases, what will happen? I will just give you the high level. So WinRM is not enabled by default in most of the Windows machines, especially in banking sector. So if you are working for banking project and financial project, so sometimes they won't allow you to enable the WinRM due to security reasons. So the security is not from outside; it's from inside. So inside the project, for example, someone will create a script, will create a PowerShell code to do something on the Windows machines. So usually they won't allow admin to do that. They want admin to follow the GP, group policy. So they won't allow them to modify anything on the code level. Okay, so at the time, mostly when project ready to do automation, and now everyone started with the automation. They are started working on scripting, DevOps tools, configuration management tools. They are keep on they are ready to enable the WinRM for the automation, especially for Windows machines. WinRM is only for Windows machines, not for Linux. So for connectivity and communication, it is for sure it should be enabled, it should be running, then only we can do the automation on the Windows machines. But when it comes to the financial sector, financial project, they are still not ready to use WinRM. So on the for this reason only, we have OpenSSH. We can use OpenSSH for the connectivity instead of WinRM. If your project is ready to use WinRM, it is fine. You can enable WinRM and we can use WinRM for the Windows machine communication. But if a project is not ready to enable WinRM, then you can use OpenSSH. We will learn about how the communication will happen with WinRM and also OpenSSH later. All right. Okay, so since it's not use any agents, then there is no update will be required. So if you are using Puppet or some other agent tool, then whenever there is a new agent updated, we have to install, we have to upgrade agent version on all the client machines. So it is taking more time, right? So but here Ansible is the very easy tool and easy to learn, and also very powerful tool because of agentless. So once you installed the Ansible on the one machine, you can control all the machines without any repeated work. So one times communication is happened, then it's fine. It's more efficient and more secure. All right. Any questions? All right. So next is use cases. I just highlighted the high level use cases. So other than this, we have a lot of use cases. So software provisioning and the configuration management. Under the provisioning, we have software installation. Configuration management, after the installation, you have to do some certain jobs. For example, if I installing Apache, you have to add the content of HTML file, and you have to start the Apache services. You have to add something into that. So you have to do a lot of steps, right? So those are the configuration steps you have to follow after the successful installation of your software. So application deployments, rolling upgrades. So hotfix upgrades, all other things comes under upgrades activity. And then security and compliance related things you can achieve using Ansible. And orchestration. So orchestration means you have to do certain steps in a sequential manner. You can use Ansible orchestration. So in the Ansible tower, we have workflow management as well. You can use that workflow to run multiple playbooks. So you have playbook for installation, you have playbook for configuration, you have playbook for some other activity. You can integrate all the playbooks in the workflow management. So it is there in Web UI, not in the Ansible core. Okay, all right. So we can use Ansible for day-to-day automation. So day-to-day operations level. So for example, applying the patch and also check the resources, CPU utilization, memory utilization, network utilization. It is not only for Windows and Linux. So if you are from network engineer, network admin, if you are from storage admin, if you are from database admin, you can also use Ansible for your automation purposes. So some of them will thinking about Ansible is only for Windows or it's only for Linux administration, but it's not only for specific track or team. We can use this one for the entire data center operations. So in the data center operations, we have Windows, Citrix, Linux, database, storage, network. So a lot of teams available, right? So in the data center operations, so all teams, can be able to make use of Ansible and even cloud admin. So now we have cloud administrators also available, right? So they also can able to Ansible for their cloud related day-to-day operations. It's not only for on-premises; it can be used for cloud. That's what I'm saying. So you can do whatever you are doing as a manual work in the day-to-day activity. CPU, you can do it in two ways. One is proactive management, and second one is reactive management. So you know the difference between proactive and reactive, right? So have you heard about proactive management and reactive management?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, yeah. So I just give you some high level. So proactive management is something that the threshold is will reach. Some things will happen. It reaches to the threshold. For example, CPU utilization. So you already set the threshold for some servers with 80%, some server with 85%. So which mean it crosses the threshold, you will get an alert. right? So you will get an alert into the ticketing management system like ServiceNow or Remedy. So once you got the ticket, you are going to react for that ticket. You have to remediate those things. You have to log into that server and you have to check that threshold. You have to clear the logs. You have to remove the unwanted process. Then you have to verify the threshold again. Then you have to close that ticket. So this is the reactive one. Once it is happened, you are going to react for that. But before that also we can able to clear instead of getting the tickets, you can proactively work on those kind of tasks as well. So some some alerts will be monitored, some task will be monitored using monitoring tool, and based on the monitoring tool you will get an alert. But some tasks you will do without monitoring tool, so you will proactively take those tasks and you can able to achieve using Ansible. So in the Ansible you can do in both ways, and also you can do it end-to-end automation without any manual intervention also. So as I said before, in the reactive management, you will get an incident, and based on the incident, you will do some remediation and troubleshooting steps, and then you will close the ticket with the work notes, right? So you can do the same thing with the Ansible. So you have to monitor your tickets using API from ServiceNow or Remedy, and then you will get those tickets CPU utilization. Just how you can able to get it using the logic, like I have to get it from the short description. So if the ticket from the monitoring tool, we have a template. So it is a template based alerting system, right? So based on the alert you will get those ticket, and then you can CI will be there, configuration item will be there. You can log in into that server anyway from Ansible server. You can able to access that client machine. So you can log in into that server and you can cross check the issues, and then you can check the most used process, and then you can kill the process, and then you can close the nodes with the current threshold limit. So without any manual intervention also you can achieve that reactive management work using Ansible. So you can check the log files. You can manage the system users and groups. So post configuration jobs, file system handling, and application maintenance, server rebooting after the patching. So cron job. So all those things you can able to achieve using Ansible. Okay. So mostly eliminate the repetition and simplify the workflows, and manage and maintain the system configuration, continuously deploy complex softwares, perform zero downtime rolling updates. So usually if applying the patches, it will ask you to reboot the machine if you are doing manually. Am I right? But you can do that one without any reboot also. You can able to manage it, so using Ansible. So you can achieve uptime using Ansible. Okay. All right. We discussed about the use cases, and also the how we can use Ansible in the day-to-day operations. All right. So any questions with the answer?